Good evening, George Mason, and welcome to this week's broadcast of Mason Cable News. I'm Ariel Thornhill.
And I am Kylan Adams.
Kylan, how's your week going so far?
My week is going pretty well, with this snow day we had. It's going past very quickly.
Good.
Well, on Saturday, February 13th, Supreme Court Justice Antonio Scalia was found dead in his room at a hunting resort in West Texas. Scalia was 79 years old and is said to have died of natural causes. However, conspiracy theories are beginning to arise after it was released that local and federal authorities handled the death in a questionable manner. It first took hours after the time of death to find a justice of the peace, and upon doing so, Presidential County Judge Cinderella Garcia pronounced Scalia dead of natural causes without seeing the body or ordering an autopsy. William O. Ritchie, former D.C. homicide commander, stated that he was stunned that no autopsy was ordered for Scalia. While it is legal in Texas to not order an autopsy, Ritchie feels it was necessary with Scalia's high profile. Conspiracy theories were originally fueled by the owner of the hunting resort, John Poindexter, who told a local Texas newspaper that Scalia was found with a pillow over his face. The owner later contradicted this statement, telling CNN, quote, "He looked like someone who had a restful night's sleep." There was no evidence of anything else, while Ritchie and other law experts say that there was most likely no foul play. More answers are needed to confirm this.
This past week, Democrats and Republicans took the stage for two important debates in the midst of the primary elections. The more recent Republican debate took place February 13th in Greensville, South Carolina. Those participating in the debate included Donald Trump, Ben Carson, John Kasich, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and Jeb Bush. Topics covered included selecting Justice Scalia's replacement, the war in Iraq, future foreign policy, immigration, and Trump's Republican bona fides. The Democratic debate on February 11th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders covered the topics of immigration reform, foreign policy, campaign finance, Wall Street, and the criminal justice system.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Northwest Fisheries Center released a study last week, concluding that daily toxins from algae blooms are causing a serious threat to marine life. Researchers took samples from more than 900 stranded marine mammals in Alaska between 2004 and 2013. Finding algal toxins in each species. They confirmed that algae produced neurotoxins, demonic acid, and saxotoxins are present in 13 marine mammal species in Alaska. Marine biologists say this major algae bloom in the North Pacific is due to increasingly warm waters, which have led to other disease outbreaks as well. These algae toxins not only threaten the lives of marine mammals, but also coastal Alaskan communities that rely on marine life for food. Scientists say this rapid change of the Alaskan environment will need to be monitored closely.
The Spring Career Fair took place today here at George Mason and will also be held tomorrow, February 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Dewberry Hall. There will be many employers recruiting for jobs and internships across multiple disciplines. To see which employers will be attending, visit your Hire Mason account or careers.gmu.edu. Need help preparing? There will also be multiple slideshows to help give tips and make the best impression with recruiters on the GMU Career Services website, careers.gmu.edu.
Stay tuned after this commercial break. We'll go to Carlia Swanson with Freshman's Corner.
Y'all need to get this.
a sponsor with Mason Cable News, and it's time for the Freshman Corner. Made popular by the hip-hop artist Yo Gotti, sliding in the DMs has become quite the epidemic. Will you shoot your shot in 2016? Let's see, do our pages go down in the DMs? So have you ever slid in the DMs?
I have not.
Nope.
Would you ever?
No.
So has someone slid in your DMs?
They have, yeah.
So tell us about that.
It was pretty awkward. I didn't know how to react at first.
Like, a few of the guys that I talked to, they just slid in my DMs and, you know.
It was very weird because I didn't know them very well, but and it was on Instagram too, so it wasn't on Twitter, which was weird. I didn't even know Instagram had DMs, but apparently they do.
So how did it work out for that person?
Not very well. The conversation kind of died pretty quickly.
So you curved them?
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. So do you talk to someone now?
I do.
And how did that come about?
I favorited his picture, he slid in my DMs. That's about it.
So it worked out for you?
It did. It did.
That's great. Okay, how do you approach it when someone slides in your DMs?
I mean, you respond. It just depends on who it is and if you actually want to talk to them.
Now we know how it goes down in the DMs. Just remember, if you shoot your shot, these DMs be for everybody. So proceed with caution. That's it for the Freshman Corner and how it goes down in the DMs.
Today we want to shine the spotlight on one of our amazing graduate students, Maya Abul-Ghazal. Abul-Ghazal is from Syria and a year ago escaped the civil war with her two daughters to live near her parents and brother in nearby Chantilly, Virginia. She chose to attend George Mason University because of its wide acceptance of international students. Here she is working towards a master's degree in real estate development to add to her bachelor's in architecture from Damascus University. Abul-Ghazal hopes that with her degree she will be able to apply what she is learning to rebuild Syria after the war. If the war is still going on after receiving her degree, she plans to work towards a PhD here as well.
We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we'll be right here with Sydney Peterson.
WGMU Radio and WGMURadio.com. Welcome to a special edition of the First Pick. You will read. Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Appreciate it. I'm Ben Simpson on the phone today. We have Drew. How are you doing today, Drew? I mean, your baseball. Kind of what made you decide to write a book about them?
You know, it wasn't my...
You're out in Maryland, right?
I am. I used to work with George Mason people that way.
Promote the book as much as possible here around campus.
Thanks, dude.
All right, have a great one. You will read. Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Appreciate it. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMURadio.com.
Good evening, Mason. Welcome to your sports report. I am your host, Sydney Peterson. As you all know, Mason had their homecoming game this past Saturday. The team won by a buzzer-beater score after this specific play. With only 1.9 seconds left in the game, Mason was losing by 1 point until our very own Jalen Jenkins took the offensive rebound scoring to give Mason a 60-59 homecoming victory. Jenkins was on fire for the entire game as he earned a total of 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 assist. He was followed by fellow teammates Abram with 11 points. The team's next game is actually tonight at 7 p.m. It is home, so go watch your Patriots take on St. Louis in the Eagle Bank Arena. The women's basketball team also had an exciting weekend as they won their game against Rhode Island with a final score of 68-65. This win is the team's 6th conference win. This is their most amount of wins in the past 3 years, as well as the most since joining the A10. The team is currently in 8th place in the conference standings. We wish the women best of luck as they take on University of Richmond here in Fairfax this Saturday at 2 p.m. For the Mason Swim and Dive team, they have 3 women heading to the championship for a 2nd year in a row. These women who are juniors are Sydney Maurer, Steph Fisher, and Sarah Brailer. For the men's, sophomores Stephen Craig, junior Jesse Burnley, freshman Neolis Bioli, and junior diver Paul Helfgott will be competing in the championship as well. We wish these teammates the best of luck. The championship will take place on Wednesday, February 17th and conclude Saturday, February 20th. Well, that's all I have for your sports report this week. Thank you, and I'll see you next time, Mason.
Hello, Mason Nation. Welcome back to another week here with me, Gina Jerome, on the couch. Once again, I am excited to be your source for entertainment news nationally as well as in the DMV area. So, kicking off our first entertainment news story of the week, clear schedules for Sunday, February 21st, because at 4 p.m., this electrifying Japanese taiko drumming ensemble returns with its latest hit production, 17 Samurai, direct from its sold-out premiere run at Edinburgh Festival Fringe. The performers are highly trained athlete artists who have undergone years of rigorous training to reach the impressive level of virtuosity. The result is a remarkable and energetic interpretation of this ancient art form. And next, Floyd Mayweather is coming to the defense of Beyoncé after her Super Bowl halftime performance. The retired pound-for-pound king spoke to FightHype.com about Beyoncé's performance, which drew some backlash for her song and wardrobe choice. Her song, Formation, has been deemed anti-police by some. Regardless, Mayweather stuck up for Beyoncé as being both a world-class entertainer and a role model, and claimed that if it were any other entertainer, she would not be drawing the same amount of criticism. Last, but definitely not least, there is one thing that people cannot stop talking about, and that is the 58th Annual Grammy Awards that were held on Monday, February 15th. With Taylor Swift getting the last word against Kanye West, and Kendrick Lamar's performance just lighting up the stage with conveying his unapologetic black pride. Viewers were practically glued to the screen. So, let's see what fellow Patriots deemed the most memorable part of the 58th Grammys.
I really liked Taylor Swift's speech. I was really happy when The Weeknd got 2 Grammys because he's like one of my favorite artists. And I loved Selena Gomez. She looked so hot. So yeah, I don't know. I just love the Grammys this year.
And I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Adele didn't get Album of the Year. Because, well, let's face it, she had more views on Hello than Taylor Swift on anything else in her life.
I thought that the Grammys this year were a little disappointing, but there were certain aspects of it that I liked. I thought some of the performances were really good. I'm sad that Adele's mic got messed up, but it's okay.
Well, this has been a great week full of infotainment, Mason Nation, but you better make sure to watch me right here on the couch next week. Have a safe weekend. I'm Gina Jerome, and I hope you all have been studying for those finals and your midterms.
Well, George Mason, DC Fashion Week is almost here. Emerging United States designers and international couture designers will be showcasing their latest collections next week at various locations across DC and Arlington. Events throughout the week include a fashion industry networking party, Washington Menswear's Collections and Retailers Showcase, Metropolitan Emerging Designers and Indie Artists Showcase, and an International Couture Collections Show. Designers attending these events include Conjo Collection, Alpha Pink, Anka Design, and Corridor International. Opening night is next Wednesday, February 24th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Embassy Hilton, Washington, D.C. Convention Center. The Fashion Center starts at 7 p.m. and there will be a special guest designer, pop-up retail shops, and live entertainment. Some events are free while others require ticket purchase. To purchase tickets and find out more information on the week's events, go to dcfashionweek.org. Are any of you planning on going to DC Fashion Week?
I've never been to DC Fashion Week, but I took place in the Richmond Fashion Week back in high school, so I think it'd be a really interesting event to go to. I think it'd be fun for everyone. So
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Well, I hadn't planned on going, but after hearing this, I may, have to make a stop through.
I actually haven't even been to DC. I probably should go.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Sounds fun.
Well, breaking news, Patriots. The Patriot Advisory Council has now released their choices to perform at Mason Day 2016. Their choices are JoJo, Juicy J, Common, and Carmen. You can vote via their Instagram page, GMU_PAC, and vote for who you would like to attend at Mason Day 2016. And also, George Mason, our time at the news desk is coming to a close, but we thank you for watching. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mason Cable News, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Mason Cable Network to keep up with the latest news. Until next time, Mason, I am Kylan Adams.
I'm Ariel Thornhill.
And I'm Sydney Peterson.
Have a great week.